Welcome back, everybody. Episode 3 of the Puddle Jumpers, aka the D&D Express, and we are back again with another fast little episode of our D&D session. Our members of our party found themselves at the Sleeping Willows taking a good night's sleep before trying to attempt to find Gilly in the Clamville town. They managed to wake themselves up by the sounds of rustling about, as if the person from in each room is going around and kind of knocking on every doors, because there's a bunch of like little kids kind of running around in this little inn, and all these little kids are and they're like smashing on your door. So basically, the little kids are running around doing Nicky Nicky Nine doors, and they're just running away. And you guys hear
like
this
the fish version of that.
The fish version of like a little kid?
The fish version of Nicky Nicky Nine doors.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be. I don't know. Fishy. Something.
Good.
Fishy five doors. Yeah.
So you guys hear the rustling of what you could assume multiple families probably live in this inn. They probably don't have a home because, as I mentioned before, there are like weird establishments. Like you kind of saw one the other day when you guys try to break in and steal stuff. But I should say that not everybody attempted to. Only Mr. Monk did. But
I did not. I mentioned
you
that
mentioned that you're a thief. Yes, but so you could tell that most likely these people are living at this inn, and there's a bunch of kids, and you have one frog mom with like her bunch of little tadpoles that are now growing into smaller versions of little frogs, and they're kind of hopping on her back as she runs through the hallways. Are you guys gonna get up?
We're all together in like the big hammock room currently, right?
Yeah, so everybody kind of just like the hammocks, the way that they are for like the little seaweed things, is, as I mentioned, the only one that is together is the one that you guys requested to be a king seaweed hammock for Poe and for Mr. Muck to sleep in. And
Yes.
You kind of are sleeping, and as you're sleeping, they're kind of just knocking on all these things and pushing your little seaweed hammocks as they run by.
Oh, it is morning. Time to go.
Yeah.
Wake up, my love.
Good morning, everybody.
My love. Oh, and I'll shake Poe to try to wake her.
What is it? Is there something wrong
It is morning.
already?
The time to go. We must find what is his name? Starfish?
Gilly.
Gilly, yes. We must find Gilly. Is everyone up?
Ocho will already be putting on her, I don't really know how to describe them. I would say leather tentacle pants.
Leather tentacle pants,
in-
okay.
Just like sleepily, like, ugh.
Philios will also have already been up.
Yeah.
And he will be doing some stretches out front of the inn.
Mr. Muck will get out of the hammock and then put his shorts back on.
Rock is gonna get out of bed with his onesie still on.
Was it the onesie that you were wearing before bed too, or the earlier that day too?
Yes, I just take the armor off the edge, or like the armor off, but I'm still always wearing the onesie.
Okay. So everybody wakes up, and as I mentioned before, you're just still in this little, area in this little town. You're still obviously in the pond. It's not like you wake up and you have to go outside. You are already outside. These seaweed beds kind of just like release you as you wake up. They don't hold you. So when you're sleeping, these beds kind of they kind of hug you while you're sleeping, and whenever they kind of detect that you're waking up, they go back to their straight little seaweed-like form, and they collect the sun that's beating down into the pond. So you guys wake up. You can tell that things are super busy at this inn. There is no breakfast here. Nobody's eating. They're just kind of there's nobody at the front desk, or not the front desk. There's nobody behind the counters at all right now. It's pretty early in the morning, and
So what are
everyone's
the busy people doing?
So everybody basically just kind of got up, and they're all running out of this area. So you'd have to kind of leave the inn to kind of see what they're doing.
Friends, morning. What
Good
do
morning.
what do we need to do today to find this Gilly
Yeah.
fellow?
We know he likes to, how you say, gamble.
And these citizens are very jumpy. They don't quite respond well to questions. I'm not sure how we can find this man.
Yeah, this is a rough neighborhood. Maybe we should find I don't know. Where would people gamble in a town like this?
I think everywhere.
That's right.
Let's see. Keep an eye out. See if we can see anyone rolling dice. We'll just join in on their game. Maybe get some information from them.
Can I look
Sure.
around? Does it look like people are even rolling dice and kind of gambling in this inn?
No. So right now, when you guys walk, through the the seaweed, beds and stuff like that are still in front of you, and go through go outside of this little inn. You are managing to see everybody kind of swimming up, up, and everyone's kind of, going towards the surface of the pond. So basically, going outside, to the very surface of the pond.
Like they're
So you
swimming up.
Yep, they're basically, if you go up there, you might be able to see what they're doing. From down here, you can't tell because you're a little bit down.
I'd like to swim up then.
You want to swim up? Okay. So does everyone swim up or just one person?
Yeah, I'll go up too.
I'll swim up behind, keeping a distance.
Okay.
I might as well all go.
All of
I
you go?
guess we will all be swimming up.
So everyone should, as you swim up, you're able to see that they're all up there gathering. You're just basically feeding from the surface of the bed, and you can see things kind of sprinkling down on top of the water as people are as these little fish are just putting their mouth up and just grabbing little bits here and there.
Are we in a fishbowl?
Yeah, what does it look like?
What are the little
The little bits that are coming down just look like food to you, from what you can tell.
But what kind of food?
From
hamburgers?
Your favorite food that you could ever imagine is what it is. So if you like eating other fish, it looks like other fish. It smells like other fish. If you like eating hamburgers, it looks like hamburgers and smells like hamburgers. It's your best food, and you enjoy eating it, and this is what you kind of crave.
Oh yes, Cantonese chow mein. What a morning. And I'll slurp it up.
Is this a common occurrence in the pond or in cities or in towns?
Yeah, you know that most people kind of get up for, as we mentioned before, their first feed and second feed is how they tell their time, right? So this is first feed, and it's very early in the morning. It's about 5 o'clock.
And it'd be the same like this in the wilderness as well?
No.
No, okay. This is very bizarre.
What is bizarre? It is chow mein.
Chow who?
And then I'll hand some of my food to Rockstar.
Rockstar, you would know that this is normal anywhere kind of within the kingdom and stuff like that kind of thing. You're kind of able, that this is somewhat normal, but you would know from your before living outskirts that this is not a normal feeding. You'd have to basically fend for yourself more than likely.
This is very strange. I don't like this place.
Yeah, this doesn't seem too normal. This is strange.
Eat
I will-
and you will find.
Ocho cautiously grabs a few pieces with 3 or 4 of her different tentacles and sniffs them.
Okay.
What does it smell like to her?
What is Ocho's favorite food?
I don't know.
There's just a plain saltine cracker.
Plain saltine cracker, yeah.
Yeah.
No, they smell. They smell like the essence of a fresh baked pizza. One smells like some tacos, and another one smell like amazing, kind of crispy fish.
Delicious, delicious. She shoves all of her tentacles in her mouth.
Are you just gonna? Okay, so you're gonna stuff your face with all this food? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Each of these count
Ocho, do you
each
have
of
a
these things
beak?
count as one ration.
Do I have a beak?
Yeah, under your
Yeah.
tentacles.
So it's equivalent to eating 3 rations. So you're gonna be pretty pretty stuffed for the rest of the day.
Excellent.
I would like to grab as much as I can and put it in my little sack that's on my waist, but
Okay.
not eat any.
Each of you roll. Well, hold on. Sorry. Is everyone trying to grab food, or is it just one per? Because I know that
No.
Ocho did. No. Okay, so just
I ate, but that's all.
I'm gonna try
I'll
to.
try to grab some.
pardon. So okay, we'll go with so Mr. Muck, you said no. You already ate, and then Phileas, you said you want to try. So Phileas, roll a d20. Rockstar, roll a d20. Sorry, no, not a D20. Roll a D4. Rockstar, Phileas, and Gilliam, and also Poe. Are you doing it too or no?
No, I'll just eat.
Okay.
I rolled a 1.
All right. So 1 ration for
Oh.
Rockstar.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. 2 rations for you.
3.
All right, 3 rations for you. Okay, so each of them count as rations. They look large to you, and as I mentioned before, they look and the feel of the texture and they smell just as if your favorite foods are sitting in your palm of your hands, and they will last for up to 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So you have 24 hours to eat these rations before they spoil. After which you kind of, you kind of see everybody kind of just, go up there, feed real quick, and then right back down to the to the town of Clamville. And you can see that everyone's kind of going by you, and you can see multiple families of the frogs and the frog mothers going with all their little tadpole kids on their back as they swim back down.
Well, shall we find this Gilly?
Yes.
I really wonder if that feeding is like normal in Clamville.
Seems fine to me.
It is
Tastes
strange.
fine.
I've never seen food fall from the sky.
Yeah,
Uh,
mainly it's just like kind of fend for yourself, I wonder
the
who's
food
supplying
is
all this.
tainted from the sky. It's not of the pond.
Well, shall we continue on?
Yeah, I think
Keep
we
eyes
should.
open for Gilly.
We
I'm going
don't
to
know
just
what
let
he looks
the
like.
gravity of my full body pull me down to the back to the boat.
All right. So you guys descend back into Clamville, and now Clamville is just as busy as it was the night before. Everybody kind of running around in and out of the different shops that you see, and it looks almost as if the town has like an open sign, whereas that clam in the middle that has the map continues to like you can see the bubbles forcing the clamshell open and then close, and then the bubbles open and then close. So you're back in front of where the clamshell that had basically the map on it.
Did this map have did it have any sort of indication of gambling dens?
Is there a spot that says Gilly?
It just says Gilly's here. So you can see that once again there's a few spots. You've seen the one where you already went with, which is the Sleeping Willows, and that was the inn that you guys were at before. You see a sign that has just a picture of a pearl, and that was clearly where you were yesterday, where you tried to force your way in. You see that there's a few pictures of ale, which is considering the fact that it's probably a tavern, and there's 3 or 4 of those. There's lots and lots and lots of taverns pointing in different ways. There's 1 to your left, there's 2 to your left, and there's 2 to your right. And right ahead of you is the Sleeping Willow and the store that you pass as well too. So you basically, as I mentioned before, the jewelry store is right in front of you, but right behind that is where the Sleeping Willow is, and that's where this kind of like the bed of all the seaweed is.
Should we split up?
Yes, let us split.
So who's
Yeah.
going with who?
Who speaks well?
We all speak.
Misunderstanding what I mean. Who has a way with words?
I am
mean,
good
we
at.
can
I
Yeah.
am too shy to speak to strangers usually.
we can
My
always
talent.
use words.
My talents are more larceny.
What of you, guppy woman?
My trident speaks really great.
This is true.
I think we all have a way with words.
And knives.
Yeah, and knives.
And death chance.
And my axe.
Oh my god.
Well,
Copyright.
Yeah, seriously.
I will go in one group for certain.
Okay,
These
so
people do not like what I say, but I have a force to me.
So who's exactly going with who? So we're gonna have Poe and Mr. Muck, I'm assuming, going together, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then Phileas, who do you think you're going to be going with?
I would like stand very close, not like uncomfortably close, but like not without saying it. I would like Ocho to come with me.
Okay. So we got Ocho and Phileas, Poe and Mr. Muck, and we have Gilliam and Rockstar basically huddled together, and you guys can decide which way you want to go. So who wants to go to which tavern? Remember, there's 4 taverns. There's 2 to your left
Ocho
and 2 to your right.
will pat Phileas on the head with one of the tentacles. Say,
Oh, yes, Ocho.
Nothing. I like you.
Oh, thank you. You seem the most interesting. Let's go, and I'll turn right.
So I guess we're going left.
Is the other group going left or right?
Is straight an
Let's-
option?
If you want to go back to. Yes, you can. I'll let you. Sure.
We're gonna go straight.
So Muck and Poe are going to the right, and then Phileas and Ocho are going to the left. Okay, so Phileas, we'll start with actually let's start with Mr. Muck and Poe. So you guys venture off to the right, and in front of you you see a seaweed split in half. So basically, it just goes seaweed's kind of cut in half, and it's kind of not fully cut. Like it's a little piece kind of dangling, and that piece that is dangling sideways has an arrow pointing to a tavern to your left, and then there's a tavern to your right as well too. So basically, you went to the right, and there's kind of like it's right in front of you. You're basically standing there, and written on the top of one of the taverns, it just has a big picture of a swordfish, and on the right there's a big picture of a shark, and both of the sharks the shark has a ale in his hand, and the swordfish has its basically swordfish mouth like skewer right through a glass of ale.
Cool.
Which one should we go to?
I like this swordfish, perhaps.
Yes, that one was drawing me too.
You can see,
yes.
as you guys are staring at the front of these, you can see basically people exiting out of each bar, or out of each tavern, sorry. And those entering and exiting out of the one with the swordfish look like they're fully dressed up, and they're trying to just walk in and walk out as elegant as possible, whereas the one with the sharks are coming and going, and they look very intoxicated. And so you can tell that one's more of like a higher classy tavern than another.
Yes, we are much classier than going to that silly shark bar.
Yes, and the people there will have, how you say, heavier pockets.
Yes, yes.
And I will open the door for Poe.
Oh, okay. You open the door, and as soon as you are just about to come in, good day. Would you like a seat for 2? And there you can see there's a tiny little frog lady holding a menu, and she's holding what looks to be kind of like a paper and pen, where she's like a little thing that she can write down on. Table for 2, I'm assuming?
Actually, we're here to meet a friend, Gilly.
I don't know if I've known such a name, but there's plenty of people here that could be called Gilly, and you can clearly tell behind them that there's a bunch of people that look like they're on dates or just sitting there eating, and it's not like a loud bar, but people are obviously, there's enough noise where nobody can really hear you talking at this point. I'm not too sure of anybody here of this establishment that is named Gilly, but I can definitely help you with the table. Is that something that I can put you down for?
I suppose.
Yes.
And she grabs 2 little pieces of clam shells, like one of each half, and they clearly are menus. And she sits you down, basically almost as if you're looking outside the window of the tavern, where you can watch people go by. And here you go. Here's your table, and your waiter will be with you shortly. And she walks, and she just goes back to hosting up front.
This is good. What is the plan?
I don't know. Nobody really told us what the plan was. I was just asking for Gilly because I thought maybe somebody here would know, but she didn't sound like she was very smart.
Well then, perhaps I, and then Mr. Muck's gonna blush a little bit, will serve you to a date, my dear.
sounds great.
Oh,
And as soon as you say the word date, you hear like this like, oh, a date. Oh, how can I help you? How can I help you? And you see like this little kid kind of rush up to your table, and he just puts 2 little candles and he lights his fire with his little hand, and he just goes, basically he just touches the top of the candle of he has one in front of Poe and one in front of Mr. Muck, and with the top of his hands just precipitations fire and lights both candles. Oh, I hope you guys have enjoyed your stay here. And then as soon as he's like kind of getting in the midst of talking, you see like a giant hand behind him. Go to the back, Roger. And you see like a giant bullfrog behind him, just like kind of push him back into the back. So that was most likely the dishwasher little kid that came up there to light your candles because he heard you guys say that it was a date. I hear you guys are on a date. What can I get you to have? And then on the actual menu, there's 2 choices. There's either tadpole soup, or there is a nice fillet of mignon, but it's crossed out mignon and it says fish, fillet of fish. So fillet of fish or soup. What can I get you?
yeah, yes, sir. I seen some tadpoles playing this morning, and I thought they looked delicious. I'll have the tadpole soup.
And he like looks at you, and you can see that he's just like, he's kind of puffing himself up even bigger as like because he's already bullfrog. So I think to him, I think it's kind of like a joke when people order the tadpole soup, because they're obviously, and you can clearly tell that everybody working at this establishment are all frogs. So they're forced, they're here working, and people are ordering consistently tadpole soup all the time. And for you, miss?
Yes, tadpoles sound delicious.
Well,
Are they your tadpoles?
Oh my god.
he gives you kind of just like a look behind, and he licks his tongue, and he releases his tongue against the window, and like behind you, there's like a little bug, and he sips it back, and you can see like the slime from his tongue dribble down on the window beside you. And with that, we're gonna jump over to I believe it was Phileas. Sorry, it was Phileas and Ocho, and you guys are walking to the left. And as you walk to the left, you guys see a giant. You guys see like a giant clam, and the clam in front of you basically continues to open up. And this one's a different, kind of similar to the one that's it's kind of similar to the one that's in the middle of the tavern, or sorry, in the middle of the town. And when it opens up, it shows you the establishment in front of you is called the Clamshell, and it is once again a tavern. And then there's one to the kind of like the left in the corner that you can see with your eyes, far back in the distance. But the one in front of you is the Clamshell.
Which one looks seedier?
Yes, can we see what the other one looks like?
You can't see what the other one looks like, no.
What does the one in front of us look like?
Very, very nice. I mean,
Okay.
you don't have anything to compare it to, but it looks like something that you most likely are gonna have to wait for somebody either to walk out in order to see it, to see what they're, kind of like what the attire is at. But as of right now, you can't really tell. It just looks. You can just tell that it's very nice, and lights on the outside of the tavern look great.
I don't know about you, Phileas, but I think we want how do you say, the bad part of town kind of tavern?
Yes, these seem like uppity city folk to me, and that's not what we want.
Let's go look a little further.
Yes, I agree. Then we'll go towards the next one.
Okay, so as you approach the next one, this one is super raggedy and covered in what looks to be little tiny mussels and kind of clams attached to the outside, almost like the ship. How it looks like if it's sunk on the bottom. Barnacles, thank you very much. And covering parts of it, you can almost see that it says the Dark Sands on the outside of it. And it almost looks like it's not. This almost looks not lit at all from the inside, as if it's pretty much to you. It almost looks like it's not even open.
This looks right.
Much more appropriate. Let's head in.
What's the
game plan before we go?
Do we go in and yell?
And as you guys are thinking about if you want to go in or not, there's a giant. There's 2 kind of beefier looking fish that come up behind you and kind of push through you guys and walk in, and they do a knock on the front, and a slide opens up, and who is it? Oh, and they close the door and they walk in, and behind them you hear and like there's kind of like the sliding of some contraption coming across. So
Oh.
basically, they slid the open, looked who it was, let them in, and that was it. And you could hear
This
like
seems-
loud noises when the door opened.
This seems perfect.
uh,
Let's try to get our way in.
okay.
When we enter, let's ask to gamble.
Okay.
Play some games. Might be able to find Gilly that way. We were told
I
not to
don't
ask for
have
his name,
money.
correct? Sorry, you're too high up. I couldn't hear you.
I don't have money.
Ooh, don't. I have small amount. I have 8 gold pieces
Okay.
to spend.
I owe you back.
That is okay here, and I'll give you 2.
Okay.
Okay, let's head up.
I'd like to do like a little like knocking pattern, like a little sing-songy pattern.
Okay, would you want to be like din 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 din? When you,
Well, just kind of no, more just kind of like not just like a heavy boom boom, like a
Like from the
like,
beginning of
rappy tap on it.
like
from Frozen.
like
Dun,
what?
dun,
Like what?
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Do you
It's
want
like,
to build
oh,
a snowman?
okay.
All right. All right. So you knock on the
Mm.
and the slide. That's how like they open the door and that's just like they're grunting at you.
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Dark Sands?
That's what the sign says.
Yes,
I think
we
you
would
know
like.
why we're here.
Yes.
I don't know why you're here. Who are you?
Do we have to say why we're here? And she's gonna wink.
And the slide goes back. They just slide it over.
Mm.
And with that, we're gonna skip over to Rockstar and Gilliam. And so pretty much in front of you guys, you have the 2 options. You can go back to the inn if you're tired, or you can go back to the store that you guys decided to almost, break into yesterday.
Where should we go?
I mean, maybe back to that Pearl place.
I mean, we could. Do you think he would be there?
No, but a place that has a lot of money passing through it and guards probably has some information.
You know what? That makes sense. I mean, there's no harm in trying to take a peek, right?
Right. Let's go. I'll go in and do the talking.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, so both of you walk up to the front of the store, and once again, you see a nice kind of pearl sign, just a bunch of pearls, kind of just a nice, you can kind of see the shine coming off of it. And in front of the store this time, instead of 2 little fish guys with swords in their hand standing in front, there's 4 of them because they're on guard this time. Oh no, not you again. No. I specifically am instructed not to let you in here.
Relax, friend. It's just me looking for entry. Our not so sociable friend is not with us.
Well, good. And you can tell him next time he's around here not to come anywhere close to this store. He scared us the other day, and the last thing we need around here is to be scared. There's so many bullies around here, and that's why there's so many of us. I'll tell you what. Once again, please, only one inside at a time. That is the only rule. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll actually go in first.
Very well. And
I'll wait out here.
2 and 4, basically 2 on each side push themselves and kind of lead you to go in, and then they form a little protective front of the store as you walk into the store.
All right. What do I see?
Okay, so walking into the store, you can see it's almost like a jewelry store. Everything's kind of in a glass in front of you, basically all around. And you can see there's a bunch of seahorse around you that are kind of looking into their little, not magnifying glass, but, little thing that they use to look into diamonds, and they're looking at pearls, and you can see couples around, and they're laughing, and almost looks like they're buying each other, they're probably buying the other person like an engagement ring or like a new wedding ring or something like that. And you can clearly tell that people around here are shopping and looking for things.
Okay. Do I see like a shopkeeper?
Yeah, there's one that is basically in front of a bunch of pearls, and he's taking them and looking at which ones are good and which ones are not, and putting them into different piles.
Okay, I'll approach him.
Good day, sir. How can I help you?
Hello, my name is Gilliam.
Well, welcome to the Pearl, Gilliam. How are you doing today? And how can I help you? What is there that you need? A pearl, perhaps? And he points to all these pearls, because there's really only pearls in here.
Yes, your stock does look quite nice, but it's less precious commodities I'm after, and more information.
Information. Perhaps with the sale of a beautiful pearl necklace, I can help you. Would you be interested?
Yes. Let's see what you have.
Ah, well, perhaps. And he scrounges through like a bunch of little necklaces that he has. Ah, this one should fit you just right. And it's a beautifully made pearl necklace. And all the pearls are actually different color. They're not just like a regular, light white, pinkish color. Some are different color pearls, like but they almost look almost fluorescent if you kind of like, or if you kind of look at it close enough, as if like you hold them in your hand in the darkness, that they would produce their own light. So if you want this one here, let's see. The last person I sold this to, I believe they sold it for about 25 gold. But for you, good sir, I'll tell you what. You look like you're new here. How does 3 gold sound? You look like you could spread the word to your friends. And I heard that you do have a lot of friends around here. And let me tell you, that one that decided to tell us that he's a thief, not welcome here. But the rest, you can tell them. If they come back here, I'll give them the deal that you got today. And if just between me and you, if you get this deal, perhaps I'll tell you more than you need to know.
Well, I don't really have use for a necklace, just the information. So how about 2 gold for the information, and you can keep the necklace to sell to someone else?
2 gold, and I'll keep. Now, you see, sir, I need to sell these necklaces because that's how I make my profit here. If I don't sell these necklaces, just sit here forever. And he's whispering, he's just like, I can't give you information and you pay for it. You have to buy something. So I'll tell you what, for you and you only, your friends, they have to pay 3 gold. But for you, slide the gold across the table. I'll slide you the necklace. You leave the necklace on the table, and we'll leave it at that.
Okay. And I'll take out 2 gold and slide it over to him.
And nice and loud, oh, a sale! Well, haha, here you go. Here's your necklace. And he hands it on the table. Now, what did you need to know?
I'm looking for a fella called Gilly.
Gilly. And you can tell his pupils kind of widen. Well, Gilly, Gilly does not come in here very often, and if I think the last time I've known of him drunkenly stumbled in here trying to buy a few things, last time I remember he was accompanied with friends at the docks sands. But that's all I know about Gilly. I don't speak to him much. We don't really like to have him in the store that often, although he does bring plenty of customers in here. I've never sold anything to him myself.
The Dark Sands, you say?
Yes, it's one of the taverns that is out on almost the outside of the town. Shouldn't even be part of the town if you ask me, but that's where he resides. And usually, you're not going to be able to speak directly to him unless you have something that he needs. But
you wouldn't happen to know what he's in need of, would you? And then I'll slide another gold across to him as I ask that.
And as you slide the gold piece, another sale! Oh, another sale. Okay, well, let me cash you out, sir. And need of what? Sorry. And he takes both the gold pieces. I'm not too sure of what he knows or anything. As I mentioned before, he never comes in here other than bringing his friends in here every now and then. He's not wanted in here. I don't speak to him directly, but all I know is that he does tend to hang out in that one tavern, and that's his place to gamble and whatever else he does there.
Does it seem like he's holding any information back from me? Like
You can roll a d20
an
for
insight?
insight.
Yeah. Six.
So you can't tell much. You can tell that he's a great salesman, and you are considering the fact that you want to take the pearls that are on the counter. But he's already kind of taken the gold, and he's beginning to add those pearl necklaces back onto the table. Well, sir, if there's anything else, if there's anything else that I can get you, feel free to come back anytime. But for now, I have some customers to attend to. Thank you. And he begins to go to the next group of people that are over there. And with that, we're going to switch back over to who was on the other? Phileas and Poe and Mr. Monk.
Oh, I'm stuffed.
Oh, me too. Those tadpoles were just delicious.
I have a question. Were they literally serving their children?
No, it's not that. That's just the name of the soup.
Okay.
No, inside the soup, when you guys taste the soup, you realize it's not tadpoles. And when they brought to you, you expected it to be tadpoles, but it wasn't. It was a nice fresh bowl of clam, shrimp, and fish soup. There was no tadpoles. They just call it tadpole soup because it's kind of like a fun thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's made out of the other people we've seen.
Yeah.
Well, what now?
Should we just go?
Yeah, I suppose we could check out that other establishment next door. Though,
Yes,
after a big meal, I'm always rather tired.
Oh, let's go and look quickly, and then if you want, we can go back to get some rest.
Sure. Perhaps do the same thing you did before, dear, where you asked for him. It was very clever. I never would have
Oh, you thought it was clever?
You're just so smart.
Good thing we teamed up together.
Good thing.
Are you guys getting up to kind of like pay and leave kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
so
just getting up to leave.
as you guys get up to leave, well, I hope you enjoyed your meal. That'll be 2 copper, please. We also accept clam credits here. I don't know if you have clam credits, but if you do, please go up to the front to pay.
Oh, yes, we'll do that.
Okay, take your clam credits up front and give them to Dolores. And he's taking all the stuff from your tables.
Let's hurry.
All right. Good idea. And we'll try to sneak out without paying.
You're going to try to sneak out without pain?
I'm gonna try and dine and dash.
All right, roll for stealth.
I'm good at that. Yep, I rolled really well. Hold on, I gotta get my numbers.
I rolled a 17.
You both? Okay.
I rolled a 21.
All right. So while he's cleaning the tables, he's so focused on, cleaning your table and making sure that it looks nice for the next person. He begins to do that, and you guys manage to slide out while Dolores up front is cashing somebody else out, and you are now outside the tavern.
Good
Well,
work,
let's
dear.
hurry to the next place before they notice we've left.
Yes.
All right, so you go to the next place, and this one is the Swordfish. That looks like I said, it has a glass of ale through its swordfish face, and you enter in. Welcome to the Swordfish. How can I help you? Table for 2, I'm assuming. And you can hear they have like a bunch of music in the background, very folksy kind of type music. And how can I help you? What can I get for you guys? You guys want a table? You guys want to sit at the bar? You guys want to sit at the back and watch the entertainment? And you can see that people are basically playing fish pool, where they have like little pockets of little clams that are opening up in each corner of like a pool table, but as they're kind of using little pearls to shoot into the edge of like. So instead of basically pool balls, they're shooting pearls into little clam shells that open and close in the corners.
We're actually looking for Gilly. Is he here?
Gilly, sorry, Gilly. Well, I don't know about no Gilly around here, but if you're interested, you can go in the back and maybe talk to a few of the fellas back there, and they'll be more than interested. Keep in mind, there's a lot of gambling going back there with that pool tonight. It's a big event, big event.
Oh, sounds perfect. Just where we want to be.
Yes.
All right, so you guys, with that, I'm gonna shoot over to Rockstar. Sorry, not who was next on the list? I believe it was back to
Phileas and Ocho.
That's right, Ocho and Phileas. And you guys are staring at this door that just like the little slit in the door just closed back in your face.
Oh, I think I did bad.
These people are all quite rude. Don't worry, I'll get us in, and I'll knock again.
And he opens the thing. What do you want?
Gilly is expecting us.
I don't know, no, Gilly. And you can clearly tell that he's like, I don't know, no, Gilly.
Well, then you should let us in. You wouldn't want to anger a potential customer, would you? He's waiting for us inside.
Hold on a minute. And he goes to shut the thing, but he shuts it so hard that like it half goes back open. Hey, someone in here is asking for Gilly. What do I tell them again? You can barely hear in the distance that somebody's telling them, instructing things. Yeah, okay. I don't know no Gilly, haven't seen no Gilly, and don't know no Gilly.
A shame. He was expecting myself and my acquaintance here. We had some important information to give him. It would really help him out.
What is your name?
My name? Nobody ever asks mine. And you hear like a bunch of yelling from the back of the. Okay. And he closes it again, but it opens it back up. I'm telling them I don't know Gilly. They're telling me he has important information for Gilly. And you can hear like the of the other person in the background just yelling and screaming at this person. Well, I don't know no Gilly. I haven't seen no Gilly, and I don't know no Gilly. And he's like sighing at the bottom of his breath.
We'd still like your name.
My name is Clara. And as soon as he's about to like say his name, another hand goes up and shuts the door, and you can hear yelling on the other side of the door. So the person that was in the back yelling at him ran up and is now screaming at him behind the door, and you can hear yelling and shouting.
There must be another way in.
Yes, there must be some way.
Roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1.
I didn't roll much better. I rolled a 9.
Rolled a 9. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're only able to hear the yelling on the other side of the door. You're not able to make out much more.
Can I like try to swim around the side of the building to see if there's like a window?
Yep. So this tavern is on almost. So this whole area is like on a seabed. And think of it like Finding Nemo when they're like the drop off. This tavern is literally almost being pushed into like the drop off. Like, so if you go around the side, you're in the dark. You're almost basically in the pure darkness. So you try to walk around, and you are now in like behind you is like you can't tell what's behind you. There's no lights. There's nothing. It's just pure dark waters. But you're able to kind of go around to the back of the tavern, and you see a door there.
Okay,
Looks like where they basically come out. You can see a bunch of fish pieces kind of scattered along the ground. So it looks like this is where they kind of empty all their crap at the end of the night. They just throw it off the drop off.
Is the door like ajar? Like, can you get in?
Do you want to grab the handle?
Yeah.
All right. So you grab the handle. Are you doing it cautiously, or you just open the door?
No, I'm being careful. Like,
okay. So you're gonna like creak it open, kind of thing.
Instead of grabbing the handle, I'm gonna like put my suction cups on like either side of the handle and just try and swim backwards, see if it pulls open.
All right, so you open the back door and roll perception.
I'm sorry, I'm just opening my stuff. I rolled an 11.
And which is it plus anything or no?
No, like that's plus my perception.
Okay, so you open the back of the door as cautious as you can without making any noise, and you can hear, Gilly, you got us again. And with that, we're gonna quickly shoot over to Rockstar and Gilliam.
All right. Well, I'll leave the establishment and go find Rockstar outside.
Okay.
Oh. Did you find out any information?
I did. We're headed to a place called the Dark Sands.
Oh, it sounds spooky.
Yes.
Where is it?
He kind of said it's like in the town, but out of the town. I don't know. I probably should have got more clarification on that. But anyway, that's where we're going.
Onwards.
So you guys gonna go look for this? You guys gonna look for the Dark Sands? So
Yeah.
you find your way back to, you're kind of at the clamshell that's opening, closing, and showing you the map and everything, and you have the option of going to the right with the two little indications that point to the taverns, or to the left to the indications of the taverns.
Which way do you want to go? Right first or left?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's go right.
Right is right. Okay.
All right, so you guys head to the right, and as you do, Poe and Mr. Muck, are you guys in the tavern, or you guys went to the back, correct?
Yeah, we're in the tavern at the back where the gamblers are.
Okay, so as you go to the right, you guys now see to your left is a Swordfish Tavern with ale through it, and to the right you see the giant, I believe it was a shark with a piece, looked like a big glass of ale in its hands.
That's the front entrance, right?
Looks like it. Do either one of them have signs that say the Dark Sands or anything?
Neither of them say the Dark Sands. The one is one says the shark fin, and then the other one is the swordfish.
Well, this doesn't look to be them, so back we go and the other way.
On to the next one, I suppose.
Okay, so you guys go back to the other side, and this time you see, once again, you pass by the clam shell in the middle, and you get to a nice, beautiful clam, and you can see that this is another restaurant called The Clam Shell, and to the far left, you can see this raggedy-looking tavern in the corner, but you can't tell what the name is.
I'm standing in front of that one as well.
Yeah. It's really far in the distance, so, I mean, you can try, if you want to stop and find out, or if you just want to walk up to it. I'm assuming you guys are probably going to walk up to it.
Yeah, we'll walk up to it.
Okay, you walk up, and in front you see Phileas trying to tap, 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 as Phileas is trying to get the attention of who's ever behind this door. And Phileas is basically just talking in front of the door.
Oh, hey, Phileas.
Oh, hello.
What are you doing out here?
Well, these ungrateful townsfolk won't allow me in. I believe Gilly is probably in this establishment.
Oh, we got a tip on where he might be.
Oh, where do you think he is?
It was the Black Sand or something?
The
What
Dark
was it?
Sands.
Dark Sand. Yeah. What's the name of this place?
That is this place.
You're
Oh.
at the back door right now.
Yeah, but we saw the name of it at the front door when we were swimming out.
No, but you're
But
not
you're at
there.
the back door, so
Oh,
are you saying that out loud, or
yeah.
you're like, this is the place?
That's correct.
Well, that's the name of this establishment here,
Oh, we found him.
but they won't allow us in. They're being very sketchy. Denying Gilly is in here, but it was very clear that they are lying. Ocho went around back, but I haven't seen her in a moment.
So
Do
yeah,
you think they're keeping him behind, like, without his, like, wanting to be?
No, they seemed like goons. The doorman, Clarence, seemed dull at best.
Let me.
So
let me
Ocho,
try.
you hear them. You kind of hear these people talking in the back, but all you can make out from the entire conversation was the name Gilly.
Okay.
You can probably assume that they're most likely back there gambling or talking about gambling, and you can hear the glasses hitting against each other. So you can't see anything; you can only hear. You're not inside enough to see where they're at. Where you're entering from or where you're looking at right now is the back kitchen. But you can. They're not in the kitchen gambling. They're just out probably in a different room.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly close the door.
Okay. So you shut the door as quiet as possible. Are you going to go back out up front?
Yes.
All right. So just as you guys begin the conversation about who can be, about Clarence and everything, Ocho walks around the corner and meets up with you guys. And we're going to go back to, we're going to jump back real fast to Poe and Mr. Muck. And you guys are in the back, and there's a bunch of people kind of putting coins and stuff on the table of the pool table. But as you guys get there, you can clearly tell that there's plenty of gambling going on with people playing gambling for pool, people playing fish darts where they're using little tiny swordfish pieces as they're chucking them against a giant clamshell looking dart. And that is where we're going to end this episode.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was fun.
That was good. And we barely got anywhere yet because I still have a lot more, and I love how it's going so far. It's really good. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we plan to basically continue this every Wednesday, pretty much, and I believe on the weekends as well too. And we'll decide that. And so you should see a few episodes coming out in the next few days, back to back. So thank you guys for listening. If you're listening to on the podcast, and we'll be on YouTube as well soon. As soon as everyone's done doing their coloring contest, we will be uploading all that as well too. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of them. See you guys next time.
Stick around.
See you around.
See you around. Puddle around.